Hello and welcome to JomezPro coverage of the Professional Disc Golf Association 2019 World Championships from Peoria, Illinois. More specifically today, we are in Morton, Illinois at the Northwood Gold Disc Golf Course. We've got the same card as last time we did this. My friend Jerm. It's BigSexy Commentary. Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling.
We're going to see a couple things here today at Moving Day. We're going to see if this man, Paul McBeth, can separate himself from the field, which is what I think we are all expecting him to do. This is usually the time in the tournament where he really sets the standard. Emerson Keith, another thing we're going to see is how well this young player from Texas can handle the pressure of being there in the mix, leading through 2 rounds, only down by a stroke or 2 going into the 3rd round. Kevin Jones, I mean, he is just born for this. A new superstar in the making. In the last few years, he's really made his presence known. Lead card, James Conrad. Can anyone else jump into the mix, or are we looking at a 2-horse race?
Eureka, yesterday I had a bit of a slow start. I was actually 1 over par through the first 5. So to be able to bounce back from a slow start and birdie, I think it was 10 of the last 13 holes, definitely has me feeling great going into today. That's a lot of birdies on some tough holes, and this course is different, but you still have to have your confidence level high. You got to be committing to your shots, and I'm excited to do that today. I'm be playing pretty aggressive. There's only, I think, 1 hole I'm not really going for birdie. That's hole 2. But, yeah, just hoping to get off the tee clean and make my putts, see where it lands me.
Good to hear from James. Aggressive game plan. That'll be fun to watch. Hole 1, par 3, 345. You got the narrow gap up the middle for the backhand mid-range. You've got the forehand roller around the outside, and Emerson showed us that forehand air shot around the outside. I'm curious to see if he'll be able to execute that shot again. I have not seen that before.
Yeah, you have to stand off the back of the tee. There's so many different angles from so many different places on the tee pad here.
California, 4-time world champion, Paul McBeth.
I must say, I love these P. McBee hats he's coming out with.
They're nice.
Pretty cool.
And I must say, you do not want to mess with a man in bubblegum shorts.
And Paul has gone for the outside hyzer line. And this is just going to be
Wow, what a shot.
From Louisville, Texas, Emerson Keith.
Emerson does go the outside line, but just misses the complete turn that he was looking for. It's going to be at a pretty dangerous putt range.
Yeah.
Kevin Jones.
Oh, and did it kick hard left?
Couldn't see which direction it flashed.
James Conrad.
James goes right up the gut. That's going to be a little short. Actually, right there. It's even scooted inside the circle. And just a dead straight shot the whole way.
Yeah, that was nice.
Nicely done.
Okay, where is Kevin?
It looks like he did kick left, and he's got the maybe even a bigger angle for the hyzer on the second, and that's a good recovery shot.
Yeah, it is.
I'll have to look for par from 28 feet. And wow, it looks like Emerson is going to get aggressive here. And that can be a very scary putt just for that reason right there. You see that green taper off behind the basket.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to have a tester. He's been equal to the test almost every time so far. So,
And James, confident putt. We saw him have a putt similar to that in round 1. It was a little bit longer, maybe back where Emerson just was, but this time gets a little bit closer off the tee and makes good from 30.
oh boy.
Don't do that.
I think it might have stopped.
Emerson does step up to the challenge and makes the par putt. No punishment for going for the putt from 50.
Paul with the birdie stretches the lead to 5.
Yeah, this is where things can get really dangerous. Once he gets that, I mean, he always has momentum. You know, we talk about Ricky saying momentum this, momentum that. Paul just always has it. So if you don't have it, that's when it gets dangerous. But, I mean, it's not like it's a bad start. A par on 1 is pretty normal score. It's actually averaging over par, so it's not the end of anything, obviously.
Hole 2, par 3, 419 feet. This one has sort of two schools of thought. You either play that layup putter to the top, as I think we might see James Conrad do, as he said in his interview. He's not going for this hole. Or you play the Anheuser forehand and try to get off the hill and hyzer back towards this little tricky green. See what these guys go with. Paul going to take the forehand shot. Pretty high out of the hand.
And a lot of early turn. And wow, makes it all the way down the hill, though, so that should be a pretty easy pitch out for the par, I would think.
Yeah, you would think. This looks like
James just got to go with a hyzer putter shot.
one of his signature AVRs, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Without question. And to a decent spot, he should have a pretty open look with another putter down the hill. We saw Emerson throw a really great drive.
This is another one. Oh, man, that skinniest little tree is what got him, too. That was heading for the basket. This is fading out too early.
Yeah, we saw Kevin just park this one in round 2, but he's going to have to work for his par in the 4th round. And, man,
Wow.
a tough start for Kevin. That's going to be back-to-back bogeys. Best case scenario, it looks like.
And I would think James is basically right where he wants to be here. Setting up that long putt. Gravity on your side.
Yeah, he does that so well. We see him jump putt hole 4 at MVP at Maple Hill, and that's a 250-foot hole. And Emerson with an 80-foot graphic here. Are we about to see something? Oh, yeah, we are.
80-footer?
Oh, that'll get your round started quickly.
What a putt.
Oh, man.
I mean, we've said it so many times, but man, is he feeling it right now.
Yeah, he is. This is sweet. Kevin's going to have a tricky putt for the bogey in the puddle down there. You can see behind the basket.
It's muddy back there.
How would you know?
Just doing some scouting. Paul pitches out nicely.
Kevin.
Nice.
And you can see the little tiny branches right in his face. That can be such an annoyance when you're trying to putt. Just something just hitting your leg or hitting your arm or your face.
Yeah.
Good focus to be able to collect his focus and make that. And James is in for his par. But Kevin already 11 back of the lead. I mean, he's in 4th place, but he doesn't right this ship now. You know, we don't want to see something like we saw in round 3 where a player just, essentially just shoots himself right there in the foot. And this place, if you get a couple bad kicks like we've seen so far from Kevin, can demoralize you.
Yeah. Hole 3 is a par 4, 550. You got to get straight through the gap and maybe move a little bit right to access the easiest possible approach over the gully to the green. Got the wall back there holding you in bounds. I think the forehand is a pretty nice play here. Emerson's going to show us, try to get around this big tree. This looks good if it misses that little one.
Yeah, it's past it.
And that's a fantastic spot to be.
It's almost it's almost the exact same shot he threw in round 2.
That was great.
Oh, Paul squeezes back door, and he's right there where Emerson is.
Yep.
In that perfect landing zone.
From that spot, these guys are just going to be grabbing a putter. It's not a whole lot left for them there.
James going for the later turn. Yeah, it gets by that obstacle, and he's out there in the open as well.
That's 3 fantastic shots so far.
Well, they didn't get here from throwing bad shots.
You're right about that.
And that's going to miss that as well. That's 4
Wow.
shots. The biggest one of the group even. Kevin really showing how much power he's got with that forehand.
Paul with the putter. That's parked. One more look.
Just as simple as it can possibly be. Just maybe a half degree of hyzer turn the whole way through it. Just so perfect.
Nice. Emerson with the little forehand flex. Did he leave this short?
Oh, a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. James is going to be parked as well. We got one more to go, and looks like we might be staring down a star frame on hole 3. Speaking of stars, I don't know if this is a UDisc like a problem here, or if somebody miscalculated or misadded, or if it's tallied the wrong way, but we have 3 2s on this hole.
3 2s?
3 2s. Garrett Girthy, Albert Tam, and Brendan Orwig.
Wow.
3 2s in the 4th round.
Incredible.
How are they doing that? I mean, I guess we see that with Paul's approach that it is fairly attackable, but the fact that 3 people did that?
That's amazing.
I mean, incredible stuff there. We've seen some really spectacular throw-ins at this World Championships. Who would have thought there would have been 2 3s on hole 13 at Eureka?
I know, and there's our star frame.
A 2 at hole 4 at Eureka, and 3 2s in one round in that hole? Outrageous.
You mean hole 14, I think, at Eureka, not hole 4, right?
I meant to say hole 14.
Yeah. Hole 4, par 4, 540 through the tunnel. You see, again, 2 schools of thought here. You see the James Conrad school, which is just full pedal to the metal all the time and rip it down this tunnel that's like a 10-foot ceiling. It's incredible that he's trying that. And you also see people going with like a short putter. I think Emerson's kind of splitting the difference. He does a little bit, like kind of this really low shot, just counting on the slide. It's a little farther than where the putter layup would go. It's kind of a cool play. He puts it just flat on the ground and lets it kind of scoot. And I think Paul's going to do a similar thing. Little more height.
And
that's a great shot.
Yeah.
Get out of there a little bit.
Man, I don't know how I keep doing this, but we have still not given a shout-out to Newt Valen Holland.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we got to do that.
From hole 9, the bridge hole at Eureka from round 1, he got an ace. I just keep forgetting to give him the shout-out for that.
It's the only ace so far.
The only ace in the tournament, and we're talking about all these throw-ins. We didn't talk about probably the most special one. The only hole-in-one at the World Championship so far. Yes, that is beautiful. So James, I guess he said after the round that he was going to go for the shot if he was feeling it.
Okay.
And he just, I guess, wasn't feeling it, and so ended up going for a little bit different play, and he's going to have a different result.
I get that. You really have to be confident to attack because you're giving away. If you go deep in those woods, the birdie's going to
Yeah, Kevin Jones. Fantastic.
Great shot. Perfect.
Well done.
Nice shot from Paul. James will have a little bit more than a jump putt left.
That's a tough thing to do. When you execute a shot to perfection, well, James did hit a tree in round 2, but when you throw a shot as great as a drive that he threw in round 2, to step up in the next time you come back to that course and then go with a different game plan and get a worse result, the hindsight is a really tough thing to deal with there. It's like, man, just do what you did before, you know? Like, what's wrong with you? And then it's just not that easy.
No, it isn't. James has this for par. Nice.
It's really tough, especially when you kind of have maybe a moment of just like, I'm going to do it. And then you get away with it and you're kind of like thinking to yourself, okay, I don't think I can do that again. You know? And we got 2 birdies here. And we're going to have the third one with Kevin just parking it.
Well played hole for the group. Hole 5, par 3, 354, and this one is treacherous. There's a lot of bad rough on both sides. It's a narrow gap. Turnover mid-range, probably the best play available if you can throw that backhand that just barely breaks right. But if you don't get through the first 2/3 of the hole, you're probably going to bogey. It's just that thick on the sides.
And you really can't access this hole with a sidearm unless you have a sidearm that flips up 75 to 80% of the flight. So it's a backhand turnover for these guys. It opens up the fairway a lot more. And that was a great line from Emerson. He just needed about 2 more feet of height.
But he'll be fine with that. I mean, he obviously wants to do better, but that's a, job done. He's going to have a look.
This is early. Can you get through it? No, he does not. That's going to leave him a good distance back of the hole, but I think he's going to be on the edge.
He might have fought forward enough that he'll have a shot he can make from there. But, a lot of players reduce to tomahawks and forehand rollers and, mud is rough. Wow, what a kick.
Yeah, Kevin said, okay, I'll take that. And absolutely the reaction you should have in that situation because, that, like you said, that rough is so bad off to the left. That needs the turn. That's just gonna. Whoa! There's the turn for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, James is surprised as we all are. That was a great kick.
Sweet. It looks like Paul is pretty fortunate here. He fought forward enough that he's got a stand-up shot.
He's a stand-up guy, so it works.
Yeah, you're right. Well done.
You'd say he's in the zone.
You could.
Or is the zone in the Paul?
Kevin might have some trees to deal with.
Yeah, that was a bit aggressive. Not the reaction he wanted on the ground either. That's going to be okay. But James, let's see if he can capitalize on that incredible kick. He's only 22 feet. Count that putt.
Nice putt.
That's the sign of a great player, being able to take a great break and make the best of it.
And look at these. Again, just 3 down. Multiple players in the group. 3 down through 4.
Wow.
Or through 5. I mean, they're just tearing it apart again as Kevin takes a... Those trees turned out to be an even bigger problem than I thought.
I love that.
Yeah?
Give me some more of that.
All right.
All right.
Hole 6, par 3, 370, super low ceiling. You see some players go wide hyzer, you see a flex shot, and you see the forehand roller. Those are opportunities to get under that ceiling, not let the disc get too high. You would like a big skip if you are going with the backhand. Let's see how these guys attack. Oh, this is too high.
Oh, man. Yeah, that didn't really have a chance.
Tried for the flex, but that was probably double the height he intended.
Yeah, when you're throwing through the wood, sometimes you can hope for some lucky lines. When you throw through a high shot like that through this ceiling, there's just nothing, not a chance. That's the ceiling you're looking for. If this can get just a little bit of edge, oh yeah, slow down
Whoa.
even. Too much edge. Holy moly, what a shot from Emerson Keith.
Almost hit the pole.
I mean,
I don't know if this is going to find its edge.
not that anything has changed in the last hole or two or even this round, but I mean, it's official. Emerson Keith is built for this stage. Like he is just, I think a lot of people would have crumbled by now, and he is not. He's just risen to every challenge so far.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, it really is. And Kevin just a bit too high. I like the width on the shot, but just not the ceiling he needed there.
Nice use of T-pad.
And Kevin will tap in his first par of the round. Paul's at that Paul highlight range, I feel like. Not this time, but
Not quite.
how many times have we seen him hit that putt just make it look so simple
35.
this season?
Yeah. Emerson with an opportunity to close the gap.
Yeah.
Of course he does. Great putt. That's such a high degree of difficulty. Awkward stance. Look how wide the straddle is.
He's able to get that arm motion, though, that he wants. He's able to get that full unleashing of the arm, gets the pivot with the elbow, and his timing with that putt is just so impressive to me. It's one of the reasons Ricky Wysocki is such a good putter. He can go to a straddle, he can stand up straight, he can be under a bush, but his arm always repeats the same action over and over again.
Hole 7, par 3, 400. Kind of the same feel as the previous hole as far as being a tight gap and a very, very low ceiling initially. It opens up a lot after that, but it really doesn't matter. You already have to have that low ceiling shot dialed, so there's no real room to use that airspace. You're going to be going low. Backhand roller, forehand roller. I even saw a great forehand air shot from Eric Oakley up into the circle. So you can really do whatever you want. It's just about hitting that gap.
It's like the Burger King of disc golf holes. You can have it your way, whatever way that is.
True.
And Burger King is the unofficial sponsor.
Extremely unofficial. Almost to the point of not being a sponsor at
It's
all.
not a sponsor at all. In fact,
Look at this shot.
James needs to slow his roll.
That was crazy. He wishes this was 500.
That's ridiculous.
That was going to go 500 feet.
He threw the plastic off that thing, man. I was not expecting that thing to be flying as fast as it was coming into the green.
Hopefully he can find it. It might be a different color now.
Oh, geez. That is so good. That is so good.
That's amazing. You think that ever happens to James? He throws a blue one and then he goes up there. He's like, well, that's a white disc. Clearly not
That's
mine.
not mine.
And he takes a penalty?
I've been with him when that's happened.
Oh, that's horrible luck. And this is going to flip too early, I think. Well, not much too early. Just a little too early. That's okay.
Good truss on that cut, man. It definitely didn't look like it had enough angle to swing back to left, but he's going to have a look for the birdie. Emerson just,
He's seriously trying to make that.
what is going on right now?
That was like 110
God,
off the cage. Wow.
animal.
He's a beast.
Oh, great effort, man. Look at that. It looks like he's got some of the Jurassic left over in the woods there.
Great putt from Kevin.
Man, what a stab. Full
Wow,
lunge
man.
through the bush.
Gallery loves it, as they should.
Mm-hmm. Emerson tapping out, and McBeth will have a slightly less obstructed putt than James and Kevin. problem, and it is a birdie for Paul. He's 4 down through 7 holes, as is Emerson Keith, and James is just barely off from being 4 down himself. This is some really great golf, folks. We are all lucky to be watching this.
Hole 8, par 4, 680 feet. Nice open drive for the roller. There's a lot of trees here, but you have a pretty good opportunity if you're proficient with the backhand roller to lay one down and chew up almost 500 feet of this distance, I would think. Maybe even more if you're in this group, and set up almost a jump putt to the basket. I could even see like a true power player with the right angle, maybe even reaching this thing. Heavy angle.
As long as it doesn't hit one of those early trees. Yeah, the main thing is when you do this shot, that tree on the left forces that cut roller. Paul likes to get a lot of distance on his rollers before they land. On this hole, he has to get it down on the ground a little bit quicker than probably what is comfortable for him. He's that tree right there. That tree has hit so many times.
This is maybe too much flip. Still running pretty good, though.
And that's the one thing you got to miss. Just you don't want to catch one of the, I'm going to call them the shoes.
Shoes?
The shoes of the tree. Just like
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just tripping the discs up.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
But with that heavy cut, you're pushing the disc. Oh, look at these guys. Everyone's scattering. No one get hit. That's awesome. But when you hit that heavy cut down to the left, you're bringing all those trees into play. And if you can just miss them, you're going to get way down the fairway. You hit them, though, and you're 300, 400 feet back of the pin.
Oh, didn't take too much of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, Kevin's still got his putter out.
He's asking for it to sit down.
Not a problem. Wow, great. Wow, outside the circle, though.
Whoa.
Looked much closer.
Yeah, he threw his hands up for good reason. Slow down, slow down. Emerson, look at this. Laying out forehand to the mulch. Just past it.
What a guy.
Yeah, that's sick.
I'm going to say, Emerson, if you ever have a crisis of confidence ever again in your life,
Just
play a
watch it.
couple of these videos back,
Yeah,
man.
just come back here.
You're the king.
I can't imagine the emotions that he's feeling right now, just executing these shots in front of this gallery on this stage. I could imagine it, but it's the memory is fading a bit right now with the injury.
Yeah, you'll be back. You'll be back.
I'll be back better than ever, baby.
Nice shot from Paul.
James leaving that short.
Whoa.
Great drive and not a great approach. That is going to feel, that's a tough one for James. Being in a situation where he can go with the specialty putter approach and not getting up and down is a tough one.
Just right.
And same for Kevin. Wow. Highlight approach, Emerson Keith, birdie.
Yeah. Paul with the birdie. Kevin and James will make par. It's that time again. Let's take a look at that leaderboard. Paul McBeth, minus 37. Emerson hot on his heels at 33. Another gap opening to James at 27, and then you've got the field. Everybody's kind of jammed up there behind that 24 mark. Wysocki obviously charging at -5.
We've got 10 more holes left in this round and another 18 at Eureka. But man, 10 strokes separating first and third. This race between Emerson and Paul is so hot. This is so much excitement. I'd just get back to hole 9.
Hole 9, par 3, 321, hiding behind a tree. You got to go with the forehand here or backhand turnover, blind shot. We saw James nearly make the ace in round 2. Hopefully we can see some action like that again. That rough beyond the basket is a problem. Also the tree short. If you get in there, you're probably not making your putt. Paul's going to show us that forehand line.
Yeah, those are tough bunkers, and they're really close to the pin. This looks a little tight on the right. But
gets to the front edge.
Man, that was close. Another 2 feet in there, and he might be throwing a tomahawk or a turbo putt.
Yeah.
This is also looking a bit too tight unless that flips up and goes straight and just barely does enough.
Right on top of Paul's disc.
Yeah, those are both right at that cusp of any more hyzer, and you don't even have a look from inside 20 feet. I like this one.
That's going to be similarly difficult, though.
Yeah, these are all within 20 feet, but can James repeat the magic of round 2?
I think he was using round 2 just to really confirm where the basket was. And now that he's got that figured out, he's going to put a little higher.
That's maybe too much higher, too much turn.
Oh, man. That'll be tricky. See if we can see the basket from there.
I can't even imagine someone hitting the cage on this hole with a backhand. Like, it just defies what I think is possible.
Oh, wow. That is a smooth 50-footer.
Yeah, it is.
Never a doubt. Looks like Kevin's got a little more room to move than I thought he might.
He's in for birdie, and he's 1 under now.
He's fighter, for sure.
Is. Emerson just getting that hit over the cage and in. Can you imagine getting 3 bogeys on the front 9 of this course and shooting under par at the same time? And that's pretty impressive stuff
It
from
is.
Kevin Jones.
It really is.
And the rest of the card, I mean, no red numbers for any of the other players. This is not like the rest of the field.
Emerson and Paul are destroying this course. I mean, 6 under through 9. It's supposed to be hard.
And they went 11 and 10 for the first time out here. Let's see if they can continue that hot streak on the back 9.
Thank you so much, JomezPro fans, the PDGA, UDisc, everybody out here making this event happen and run as smoothly as it does. Thank you, Jerm. We'll be back right away with the back 9 from Northwood Gold.
Don't you dare miss it.